So, some business stuff today. You have a business day in Flex. If you are a senior, you have a senior meeting, plus your grad ticket pickup, plus your yearbook pickup, plus I think there's a third thing. I think it's honor cords. All of that is today during your Flex. So you'll start in the theater and then transition to the Olympic gym. The rest of us,
I thought it was just Olympic gym.
I think Miss Hendrick, maybe it is just Olympic gym, but
That's what I've heard.
that's right. Because Hendricks, I talked to Hendrickson earlier today. She confused me. That's my bad. Anyways, 9th through 11th graders, you guys have the SABRS survey to complete. The social, academic, and emotional behavioral thing is what SABRS stands for. I forgot all the letters, but it's that survey we take a couple times a year in Flexes, asking about just some of the stuff that you're doing. Some of the stuff, it's totally anonymous. So you'll be doing that in your 6th period today. The district is asking us to get as much completed as possible, so definitely do that, even if you do it quickly in your 6th period before you move on to other things. Hi. So today's theme is basically studying for your other finals as necessary, as needed. You know the flex plan for the week, and right here in resources has all the steps required to take your page. Hey guys. Hey. Sorry. Thank you. All the steps required to get your assignment number 5 and your notebook check submitted for May, because both of those are it's 2-in-1. By doing the submission, you also submit your A5. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do all these steps right here. Okay. So with VS Code opened up, we're going to start in the terminal after we've got everything. Like ready to go. Okay. This is also a good time to tell you that I am not going to be grading your stuff super harshly. It's a lot based on completion, and it's a lot based on did you give a shot to what I was asking you? Because you've seen how many errors we've had. You've seen how many different things are supposed to work than don't. So I'm not going to be too harsh in my grading. Which also, if you don't feel like you have everything for assignment number 5, if you don't feel like it is perfect, don't worry about that so much, because you have the idea down, which is the important part. Anyways, I'm going to open up my period 4 May notebook check. Let's go into web design. Oh, that's P5. Yours is in documents, I'm pretty sure. P4 May Blakeney. Here we go. Okay, so we have in our terminal, making sure that we are in command prompt, we have a couple of things that we can do in VS Code to check and make sure our site will deploy correctly. Okay? It is more npm run commands, but instead of npm run dev, there are 2 new ones that you're going to be using in the terminal. That is npm run lint to start off, and npm run build on steps 1 and 3. Okay? So first off, in command, we type npm run lint, L-I-N-T, like what you see inside of your dryer, the lint trap. Okay? My npm is, what is it saying? We don't want to do this one. So, let me add some errors real quick and see if my lint is working. So let's try this one more time. The purpose of npm lint is to check your document for any errors or warnings or things that are going to prevent it from deploying. I clearly have a warning right here, but it's not working for some reason.
Basically saying I pretended.
Yeah, exactly. So usually when this works, it will tell you, like right around here, if you have any warnings or any errors. You can deploy with warnings. You cannot deploy with errors. Okay. So if you have a specific lint if you have a specific error when you lint your code, I will help you fix it individually, because in the example, it's clearly not working. So let's just add my paragraph end tag back in here real quick. So that should fix it. All right. So once you've cleared your errors, if we look at the steps, we're on step 2. Now we're on step 3. We're going to type npm run build. Okay. In the terminal again, making sure that you are in CMD. If you're in PowerShell, it will not work. Am I at the bottom of my... There we go. That's what I was looking for. So we're going to type npm run build. And what it's going to do is temporarily, or not temporarily, do the same thing that Vercel is going to do, but inside of VS Code. So if it doesn't work inside of VS Code, we don't need to find out the hard way by getting all the way to the Vercel step, which, if you look at the instructions, is not until steps 9 and 10. Okay, so if we want to make sure that our things are done correctly, we can type npm run build in the terminal, and then once you see a screen that looks like this, the root with app in parentheses, and then a bunch of different kilobyte-sized first loads, as well as some of these lines and dots, you know that your page can at least build and should be able to be deployed without any errors. Okay, so let's look back at, oops, that's the wrong one. We typed npm run lint, we cleared any errors, we've typed npm run build, and we can see a couple green check marks that say things like 1.2 kilobytes, okay? If we look right here, oh, maybe it's a little bit more. It's more like 100, but you can see something that is in kilobytes. Okay, so now we're gonna close VS Code because we know that we're ready to go onto GitHub, which I've linked right here, and we're gonna, very important, I want you to set the add readme to on, okay? So we can close VS Code, click on the GitHub link, and it will take us to this new repository screen. If you don't see this screen, you can click on the book with the check mark, and then click on new repository, that's green right here. Or if you go home, there's a new repository in the left page right up here. But if you click on this link, it takes you straight there. Most importantly, you have to check this box that says add a readme, okay? If it says off, it won't work. So we need to check this to on. This is good, okay? So we're gonna add a readme, make sure that it's checked to on, and then we can move on to the repository name, okay? Call the repo, p4 may, then your last name. You can add a description if you want. It's optional, so it's not required. Like so. And then we're going to click down here on create repository. It's going to think for a second. And now we're here on our p4 may last name repo, okay? So we added we set the add readme to on, and we're going to drag and drop some folders. I skipped this step in the instructions, my bad. We're going to drag and drop some folders from our VS Code notebook check, and we're going to skip .next, and we're going to skip .node modules, okay? We're going to upload those to our repository by clicking on add file, upload files, and then we're going to drag them into here. Take your file explorer and bring it over so that you can see part of the square as well as your files, because we're going to drag and drop our files from here to there, okay? So we're going to find out where our folder lives. Mine's in documents. So we're going to go to, where is my P4? P4 May Blakeney, and I can see 22 items. I can see 22 items right down here in the corner. We need to skip the .next and the node modules folders and upload everything else. So if we're skipping 2 things, we should take 20 files over, okay? If you can't see these checkboxes next to your files, go to View, Show, Item Checkboxes, like this. Make sure you check this to on, okay? By going View, then Show, Item Checkboxes, okay? Next, you can click on, hi, welcome in. Thank you. You can click on the next file so that the checkbox appears. Hold Control and press A, which will select everything. And then we can uncheck the box that is right next to the next folder and the node modules folder. You'll see they'll turn from, because I'm in dark mode, the blue outline to no outline. Then you carefully drag and drop these files, dragging from the blue to the white. Let go to copy them. You can minimize your Explorer and wait for those files to upload. Okay?
I would just like to add that you must do it carefully, otherwise the computer thinks you're going to the next dimension and just says what it wants.
Yeah, very true. So make sure that you're dragging the item number 20 from the File Explorer from blue to white. And you'll know it's worked correctly when you can see all of the files uploaded here. Okay? When you're done, go down here and click Commit Changes, and then we're almost done with GitHub. Okay? It's going to process for a second. You know it's happened correctly once your GitHub repository, your P4 May last name repository, looks pretty similar to your file version, okay? Because we skipped .next and node modules, those aren't going to appear. The next up is app, then components, then config, app components config. And then we have no node modules, so public styles types, okay? And then a bunch of other stuff. See where we're at on the instructions here. We've clicked commit. We've checked our repo for 6 folders and 14 other files at a minimum. Okay, generally you don't have to count them, but there should be about 20 items. And then we're going to go to Vercel. So we're on step 9 of the assignment here, which means we can close GitHub. By going to Vercel, I need to update this link. It does not have the correct one on there for you. I apologize. Once you're logged into Vercel, you want to click on Projects over here on the left. And then you're going to click on Add New Project. Okay? This guy right here, the second option. So we're going to add the new project. You can see that's step number 9 on the instructions. Next up, we're going to click the repo with the N symbol and click Deploy. Okay? Here is the N symbol I want you to look for. This is the repo we just made because it says 1 minute ago. We're going to click Import as long as it's got that N symbol. Okay? Click Import. We're going to leave all the settings at a default, and then we're going to click Deploy right down here on the bottom. I'm going to let this run in real time. It should take between 1.5 minutes to probably shouldn't take longer than like 5 minutes, but we'll leave that deploying and see what we need to do next. We're currently on step 11, which is wait. Okay, so we're going to wait for that to finish. Should be done pretty soon. This deployment is doing the same thing as npm run build, except it's putting it on a separate computer, a server somewhere else, that allows your site to be accessed from the internet, which is a lot easier to turn in than uploading your whole root folder to Canvas. So we're going to have some warnings. It's okay. The only thing that's going to break it is if we had any errors as part of our lint. My lint didn't work in the example, but if we lint your code on your computer, it will probably work a little bit better. But we're about to find out. Okay, so once you see this congratulations screen, your page has worked correctly. We've completed step 11. Step 12, we need to continue to dashboard, okay? Right down here. Continuing to dashboard. It then says step 13 is to copy and paste the domain onto this notebook checks for May folder. Here's our domains right here. It's the second option. We want to take this domain and put that on Canvas, okay? So you can either right-click to copy the link, or you can visit your site and make sure it works. If we go to assignment number 5, you can see the work that we've done in previous class periods. If we go home, Control-C, we're going to go to Notebook Checks for May. I'm going to make a new attempt here and paste that URL like so, which has effectively, let me go back home to Wednesday. This also submits your assignment number 5. That leaves you number 14. You're complete. Okay? So this is how you deploy and submit your assignment number 5. Okay? So the rest of the time is if you need any of my assistance completing stuff, or if you have time you need to work on other finals or other assignments for classes, I understand. Let's use our time wisely today, and remember to stay in your 6th period for flex. Okay? Thank you for listening. I am done teaching from up here, and I'll be around to help as needed.